Well, I got two messages this past weekend from the Horton family, concerning them anyway. One was from Hunter to wish me a very happy Easter, and the other was from one of you who said, you need to get a hold of Jimmy Horton. He had a rough go at Orange County Fair Speedway on Saturday night. I just talked to him about it before we hit the record button. He was leading down at Orange County with 10 laps to go before something went wrong. Friday night at Georgetown had 8th place after a bad draw, and he'll be racing at Delmar, Delaware this Wednesday. Let's head on down to Arts Rad. That's where Jimmy Horton joins us right now. Jimmy, how are we doing today?
Oh, we're doing good. Getting some work done and getting ready to go to the shop tonight and do some more work.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about first. So we'll start at Orange County. I understand things were going very well for you at Orange County.
Yeah, we're going. You know, we come off the truck. We're pretty good. You know, our typical draw. You know, we drew 10th in the heat race, and when you got Billy Decker and a bunch of good cars up front, it's a tough deal. And we just had a good race car. We caught Billy right at the end with 2 to go. We got to his back bumper, run second in the heat race. So, we're real pleased. And our redraw for the feature was good. We got redrew 5th, and we backed up first lap. We run 6th for a little bit, and then we started going forward, and we got the lead. And they say we were pulling away a little bit, but I still had, Shepard he gets faster at the end, and we had to worry about him. We're coming up the lap traffic, and motor, I don't know whether it broke a piston or burned a piston, but, something happened to it and just let us down and dropped out about 10 to go.
What did it feel like when it happened?
I just laid down.
Laid down. Okay.
Just lost some power, and that was it. I actually run it for a little bit, a few laps, and Shepard and Larry went by me, and then it wasn't getting no better, so we just shut it down and pulled in.
Okay, just that simple. Okay. How do we know what happened, or do you have any idea right now what exactly went wrong?
I don't have exactly what went wrong. It, either broke a piston or burned a piston or something in that nature, or, could even have dropped the valve. I don't really know.
Okay.
We'll get it out tonight and see what we got and go from there.
Are you going to see what we have, or do we take it back to the builder?
No, I'll take it out and see what we got and see what we got to do, and maybe it might be an easy fix. If it is, we'll do it. If not, we'll take it back to a builder and see where we go from there.
So what do we start with then? What's the first thing? We take a head off first? We got to take the intake off first, obviously, but what do we do?
Yeah, we just start pulling it apart a little bit and see what we got. And, it's probably enough where it'll go back to, somebody with some knowledge and with the equipment to fix it. But I just want to know what happened, so hopefully it won't happen again. If it was a burnt piston, I know we got to work on our fuel system a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, we haven't had that problem in a long time. So, we'll, like I said, we'll see how bad it is. If it's bad enough, we might just crash the whole thing and start over.
Okay. Burnt piston means lean, basically, is what you're talking about with the fuel system?
What's that?
Burnt piston, does that mean you're running lean most of the time?
Yeah. That's, you burn a piston, it means you lean the motor down, and, it hurts a little bit when you're in cold weather. The motors need a lot more fuel because the air is so good. And, we didn't really richen it up because I usually run my motors on the rich side anyway.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Like I said, let's see what happened and go from there. Can't speculate right now, but that's what we're thinking it is. And we'll get it fixed up, put another bullet in, and go again.
Yeah, and that is a common thing, by the way, on these cold nights. You'll see the teams jet up the carburetors to try to richen the fuel up a little bit to prevent that very thing from happening. Let's go back to Friday night, although the result, you ended up at 8th, but you told me you came a long way to get 8th at Georgetown.
Yeah, we redrew last in the heat race, and like our deal. A lot of good cars, and we finished 7th, but everybody qualified, so we started, I think, 15th in the feature, and, the weather was kind of iffy, so they didn't really water it as much as they probably should have, and it got black rubber down one lane on the bottom, and, it was just hard to pass, and like I said, it's just hard to pass. Wore tires out, and we had to run around the bottom, and hopefully somebody made a mistake or kind of nudge them out of the way and go. But we got the eighth, and we had a good restart. But I had to drive in on the outside. We passed about 3 cars, and it was real slippery out there, and about 4 of them went by off the corner. So,
Wow.
But you get back in line and go again.
Was it massive tire conserve mode? Was it that way towards the end of the race?
Some guys were, but I went hard enough where I knew I had enough tire to do what I wanted to do. If I wanted to hammer on it a lot, I knew I went hard on tires, and we were real good. About halfway through the race, our tires really started coming in good, and they had a red light, and they cooled down, and that was it. It was a short race. I think it was only 25 lap race.
Oh, that's it.
We didn't have much time to get them hot. I was wishing it was a 40. If it was 40, we would have been catbird seat. But
yeah,
there was a lot of guys at the end who were out of tires, and they probably weren't going to go another 5 laps.
Okay, so hoping for 30 or 35, but that's the reality of running the harder tires, especially when you got the late red. That probably cost you a lot of spots, right?
Yeah. So, but we did what we had to do. We brought it home one piece, and we fixed her up and go again.
So what's Wednesday? We're down in Delaware Wednesday?
Yeah, down US 13, they have another race. I think it's 30 laps there. Day-O show, and we were there, I think, a couple weeks ago at race there. So we'll go back again and see what we got this time.
And what's up this coming weekend?
Actually, nothing.
Nothing. Oh, wow, weekend off?
Yep, not going to go nowhere and try to get stuff done. No, we're talking about going to a ball game Saturday night. I don't know.
Where would you go, out of curiosity? Who would you see?
Philly team.
Okay. All right. Well, have fun. And I hope that you have a good night tonight. Seriously, I can only imagine that feeling as you start taking the motor apart and trying to figure out, is this a big deal, a little deal, or something in between. So I hope that goes as well as it possibly can, Jimmy. And as always, I appreciate you making time for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for calling.
Hit that blue E, guys. Subscribe. Turn on all the notifications. And Jimmy Horton will be down at US 13 on Wednesday, so join him and the Short Track Super Series at that race.